while I was doing it.
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Jackie.
Lovely to see you again.
You too, love. We love Jackie. We love Jackie. We love Jackie.
We love Ben. I do, because like you send me those beautiful pictures every day, wording for each date, and people love to read those. They're very encouraging, very inspirational. So yeah, thank you for that. I wanted to say thank you for that. I also want to say hello to my lovely friend Joe Hayes, who I know is in hospital but is tuning in at 7 o'clock to watch us. He is amazing, that man. And yeah, so he's been in a very foreign environment now for well, getting on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow it'd be. Or well, yeah, it was very late on the Tuesday, but even so, and he's doing amazingly well. You know, the staff are just lovely, the nurses, the team, and he's getting some very interesting conversations from them as well. Like because he's so open to positivity and inspiration, he's sharing that with the staff, and then they're really responding beautifully to that.
We love you, Joe. He's on the mend. We love you. Sending you love.
Exactly, exactly. The amount of healing that's being sent to him, to everyone in that hospital, of course, because it doesn't just go to him, even though it's like focused on him, it will affect everyone, won't it, Ben?
Absolutely. Love is all that exists. It's the most powerful energy in all of creation. So yeah, just keep on sending him love and everybody love.
Well,
Quickest
we've
way.
got, yeah, we've got a rota of people that are going in to see him because there's so many that want to go and see him, that we've had to sort of set up a rota because it could be a bit overwhelming, a bit much. But yeah, he's loving it, loving it. And the conversations. So I went in there on Saturday with a lovely friend, Bill Tucker, and 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 Bill talks about how relationships and traumas, all symptoms that we get are related to a when we get a symptom, it's related to a trauma that's happened, but we don't realize that. And the symptom is showing us that we're recovering from the trauma. But because we don't understand that, or a lot of people, it's not in our common, belief system. When you get a symptom, you believe you're going to get worse, or, oh, my dad had that, my mum had that, and what happened to them, that belief system that runs through. But what he's saying is it's a celebration when you get a symptom because you see you're starting to heal from whatever trauma has caused the illness. I mean, it's just a different way of thinking, but it opens your mind. And Joe just loves a conversation like that. So it was very interesting. We talked about tattoos, why people have tattoos. I mean, just very lovely conversations. Um, anyway, but what Ben focuses on all the time is all that really matters. It's everything. I'm going to start with this screen share because this is what you put up on, might have been yesterday actually. So you put up, I think it was about 14 of these, and I said each one could be a conversation in itself. Do you want to read that out, Ben?
Oh, divine feminine, if you will, Jackie. Your voice is beautiful and you
Wonderful.
carry codes. So
If you can hear truth, your body and soul will tell you through feelings. So I'll go back to Ben now, just on that one alone. If you can hear truth, your body and soul will tell you through feelings.
it's truth.
I mean, literally, our feelings are so important, aren't they?
Nothing in this realm is real. 3D is the illusion. It's not reality. Only love is real. So thoughts, lower thoughts aren't real. So one can feel truth. It's like energy. You know, if you walk into a room and you can cut the atmosphere with a knife, or you can feel it's electric. Nobody needs to say anything. You can feel it. Truth is felt.
Yes.
And only feeling is real. And that's feelings of joy and love, that's our innate state of being. So that one, it's messenger mouth messenger with this. It's like, why is it truth? One will feel it. And that's our higher self, our soul speaking to us. So goosebumps, hairs on the end, it's that you can feel it. You're getting body light ups. That's how we know something's true. One can feel it. I don't think energy, I feel it. And only feelings of joy are real. That's our innate state of being. And that's being in the present moment of now. The only thought that's real is love. That's it. The only real is love. That's how ridiculous a bigger deal is beyond superlative and words, what we're going through. 3D unconsciousness, lower thoughts, the mind program, to full consciousness, which is 5D and beyond. And 5D is love everywhere present. That's all that exists. That's how big a deal this is. And this was the most dense planet that we could physically incarnate into. And the paradox was we would forget everything and think this is reality when it's not. Nothing is outside of ourselves. It's felt within, expressed outwardly. It's not the other way around. Everything's been flipped. So thoughts aren't real, feelings are. Feelings of joy, that's our natural state of being, which is why I'm sharing about the childlike affirmations, because that's what we're returning to. Children don't have belief systems. They don't have lower thoughts. They're present. They're happy. They're excited. They're in play. And that's our natural state of being present, being in play, using our imagination and being the love that we are. Children are kind. And this is all within us. We're just remembering.
That just brought to mind when you said about the childlike play. In your lovely group that we've got for WhatsApp, Giggles, which is marvelous, you posted, I think it was you that posted today, that little girl that's at the shop, she's selling at her shop, and the mum, she says to the mum, what would you like to buy today? And the mum said, I'd like to have some peace and quiet. She said, we don't sell that.
Yes, that was Laura. Yeah, it was wonderful. I posted that on Facebook and LinkedIn. But
Oh,
that's
brilliant.
it. Because children are innocent and we're all innocent because we're all pure. We're just love. That's what we're returning to. I love it. Yeah, because they're in the present, and
Yes,
every moment's new because every moment is new. The past doesn't actually exist and the future doesn't exist. It's the big me, which is the moment of eternity, which is the present moment of now, which is love everywhere present. It's so simple, and yet we make it complicated, or I do in moments. It's just being present. That's it. Letting go of everything. Just to be like that child. Just pure innocence and joy and happiness, and saying it how it
exactly.
is.
And like that's what's getting posted onto that particular group, which I love to look at because there is just real fun on there. And there was another one of a little girl. They're only very short little clips, but they're so brilliant. So the mum goes to pick her up from a party and she said, did you have fun? And the little girl says yes. And then she said, what was the best part? She said, going home,
I love
leaving.
it.
She said,
Straight to the
leaving.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, leaving.
leaving. And that's truth for her. Yeah. And so that's lovely because she's in touch with her feelings still. And we ideally want to get back to that, to really feel where we are, what we truly desire for
Feel,
ourselves.
feeling is the only real, and feeling of joy is the only real. Feelings of love is the only real. Excitement, upliftment for all. All of the rest of it is from the program, and the program is fear, pain, and suffering.
Yes.
That's the illusion. I mean, it's the same. It's a word play with this, but 3D, unconsciousness, density, darkness, ego program mind, belief systems, lower thoughts. That's the non-reality that we've all contracted to come down and transform because it's not real. Only love is real.
So some of the talks that I used to do at the start when I first went down a bit of this rabbit hole, as they call it, and I was asking people to do talks with me, there was some people I spoke to, very good, you know, very good for the world in what they're doing, and they're really uh, involved in what they're doing to let people know what's been happening. And I was interested, definitely at the start, very interested in what the world's been, what it's about. And so leading on from that, someone else has put me into another WhatsApp group, and that is Hardcore Dark. And so I was having a conversation earlier today with someone, because I said a people pleaser, she said a parent pleaser. And I can see that because I parent, you know, even going to Joe Hayes the other day, who straight away, Bill Tucker said to me, oh, it's a real mum, because I was getting him a drink of water, making sure there was space for his cup, you know, getting his piece of cake out, you know, so I am like that. So to leave that group that I've been put into, which I don't enjoy, but then I think, do I need to keep up with what's going on so that I'm aware, but not to get involved? And then I thought, what would it look like to those that have put me in that think I'd be interested in that group if I leave? Our mind. What would you say to that, Ben?
I'd
Help.
say I'd say a few things. One, we love Jackie. You're like you hold such a high vibe. You know, you're naturally kind and nurturing to other people. So that's a divine trait to keep on being you. Um, I don't know anything. That's the first, and I don't know anything. We're all finding our way back to this. We've all been placed in places either physically or digitally to shine our light. So I feel you because I'm in a number of groups and I don't have to resonate with all the content. I'm in observation and just shining light. So that's how I feel it. If something was really dark and I was really feeling the feeling to leave, I would. But I'm in lots of different groups and just sending everybody love. I don't necessarily say anything or input in moments.
I don't.
So that's my feeling. It's just to be the love that we are. If somebody wants to ask me a question, I'm happy to share my feeling on anything. But I also, for me, I have to be invited, as opposed to me just blurting stuff out. You know, this is, I say, my Facebook group. I can post whatever, and people don't have to be connected. They can keep on scrolling. They don't have to read any of it. But in a group, yeah, if somebody asks in terms of what my share is, I'm very happy in terms of giving my own share. But that's how I feel it, because we're all in this together, and people are all on their journeys. Either they haven't had a catalyst yet, and it's a divine contract. There's no hierarchy. You know, asleep, awake, nobody's fully awake. It's unconsciousness to full consciousness. I don't know what it feels like to feel true joy. That's what we're going to find out. So we're all in this together. We're all brothers and sisters. We are one. Love is the only real. I mean, it's just, again, it's beyond words in terms of this. Every single one of us with a beating heart are a royal angel on divine decree and on mission. We all are. There's no hierarchy. There's no special ones. There's no chosen ones. We're all the ground crew team. Humanity are the ground crew team. And the mission, remember that we're love. And that's through self-love. Be love, choose love, and say love. Letting go of all belief systems, every thought that we've ever had about anything and everything, and just being present and being the love that we are, and co-creating a world where love exists. We're all in this together. So yeah, that's how I feel it. And again, I don't know anything, but you're shining your light. So it's just to keep on doing that. And people, that's why, like, if I focus on fear, that's where I'm going to be. So I choose love in all moments, which is the mission, because love is the only real. And that's how we change the planet. You know, circumstances don't matter, only my state of being matters. And I don't say this from a virtuous cushion. One, I don't know anything, still working through triggers. I'm just aware, you know, that's a lower thought, cut through it and come back to observation. It's not real. It's in the past. The past doesn't exist. And that's how the mind program works. And the mind is the root cause of humanity's enslavement and fear, pain, and suffering. It's a paradox. The mind is just a cluster of illusionary belief systems. And it's only our illusionary attachment that keeps them perpetuating. So it gathers clusters of experience and then plays them out in the present moment of now. Hence, I let go of everything I've ever been taught or told, because past memories don't exist. They're in the past. And that's why the quickest way through, again, I don't know anything, but I've been on this for a moment, and it is the quickest way through, is to cut through all thoughts. Only thoughts that are real and true, which is just love. That's the first original thought, love, and it's felt. And feelings of joy and love, that's the only real outwardly. That's it. So it's cut through all our thoughts. Anything that is worry, resentment, negativity, blame, projection, judgment, power over, fear, pain, suffering, shame, guilt, blame, it's not real. That's the program. That's what humanity have been addicted to, fear. And it's fear of love, because love's the only real. And love is the present moment of now, is the unknown. And that's the paradox. It's surrendering everything to love, which is just the present. So it's to let go of everything. And that's the process. It's to cut through all our thoughts. I was saying this on the live, and to unify the memories which are attached to emotions. So this goes back to childhood, and this is healing our karmic DNA that's been handed down. It's just karma is not bad or good. It's just unlearned lessons. And we've all been programmed to be something that we're not, because this realm ain't real. None of it's real. That's in at the deep end, but it's to let go of everything that we've been taught or told, because it's not real. It's just ignorance promoting more ignorance. That is truth, and it's not. The only real is love. And this is theoretical for me. I'm not embodied. And even if I was, I'd still be saying I don't know anything, because that's being completely in the present moment of now, which is love everywhere present. As those children that you mentioned, just present.
Mm-hmm.
So simple, and yet we make it so complicated, or I do at the moment.
That's what I called it for today, clearing the old programs, because I think in one of your other meme that you put up was something about clearing old programs to return to the love that we are.
That's it. It's to let go of every thought, golden rainbow sword, visualize. And I've shared the meme. I can send it to you to share if you feel to.
I think it's probably the next, well, I don't say it's the next one, but I'll just, am I sharing that already? Am I on the share screen?
You are, I can see that.
Oh, great. Yes, so that was the one. Here is one simple truth, that if you get it, it sets you free. Be present in the moment of now, and all else follows this. Here is the one simple truth, that if you get it, it sets you free. Be present in the moment of now, for all else follows this. Every single one of these, Ben, and I see them throughout the day. I don't always acknowledge all of them, but I see them and I love them, because it brings us back to the now moment. And because we've been so set in the old programs of fear, grief, whatever you said, all of those programs, it brings you back, because I think you need to keep seeing it to really understand how important it is just to be. Love wins, love is love, everything.
I know you said, how do you feel about posting this? Like, is it too much? And I'm like, no, turn up the volume in terms of it, because it is the only real, and it's rinse repeat with this. And the more beings that feel it, like just reading those out, it's activating within the DNA. Love is the only real. That's it. And you nailed it when you said, 3D is fear. It's simple. That's the program. It's fear. And fear's biggest fear is the unknown, which is love, which is the present moment of now. So it's full surrender and trust to love, which equals the present moment of now. The foundation with this is everything's energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. And the highest understanding of energy is love. Energy is pure consciousness energy, which is unconditional love. That's what you're made up of. That's what humanity are made up of. We're just made up of atoms. Yes, it goes smaller. It's just love. That's what everything's made up of. We've literally been in a dream for many millennia. And how does one get out of the dream? It's self-love, by loving thyself. Be love, choose love, and say love. And that's why those memes, they cut through it all, because they're truth. And only what is real and true will remain. So when I've let go of something, let it go, only what is true and real will remain, which is love. And that's why it's a repeat, constantly letting go, because the past doesn't exist, just to come back to the present, because the present is all that exists. And that's what we're returning to. It's beyond words in terms of this. You're a royal angel, so is everybody else. Like, we're eternal. I mean, it's beyond words. We are the current Bible and literally living the story. This is the biggest event in whatever, close to 20 billion years. Only the best volunteered to come down. Last planet to go through the ascension. Planet Earth equal heart. We forgot everything. And never before as a soul, because we're all souls having a human experience, come down to this level of unconsciousness density and return to love. That's the mission. And at the same time, love is simple. Love is simple. So it's being the love that we are. And it's loving ourselves to let go of everything, to forgive it all. And that's why these tools and techniques, and they're multidimensional awareness. And it's keep going, because it's like eating an apple or peeling an onion, one bite at a time, one layer at a time. And that's where it's being loving and kind to ourselves. It's like when I get a trigger or a low thought, it's like, do I spin? Which means I'm not in the present moment of now, and my unconsciousness isn't stable. And we're being flooded with love, light, same. And that's bringing out all the density within the bodies. And that's why, again, the techniques such as grounding, shoes and socks off outside, Mother Gaia, nature is in 5D, hugging a tree, movement, journaling, and just letting go of all those thoughts and those emotions, forgiveness. I was reading out a forgiveness ceremony. I can read it out. It takes literally 1 minute. These are foundational in terms of this, and it's rinse repeat. So the first one is the golden rainbow sword, and people are going to have to go with this. I love it because this is all pure magic. Creation is pure magic. And it's trust the process to activate the process. So any thought that doesn't bring one joy is from the program. And the program is the ego, standing for edging God out, programmed mind. That's the third dimension. Fear, pain, and suffering, density, it's just belief systems. That's all it is, but they're illusionary belief systems. So any thought that doesn't bring one joy, visualize, feel the golden rainbow sword, which is Archangel Michael's golden rainbow sword, just chop through the thought. I don't see anything. I'm just like feeling that's happening and then back into the present moment. That's it. That's the lower thought system. The emotional duality, so the mental duality is lower thoughts. That's the program mind. Lower thoughts create memories attached to emotions. So forgiveness for self and all selves. I put my bit of paper. I did read it out earlier. Oh, here it is. I'll share this meme with you if you feel to share it. But this is, I just want to make the point with this. It's not complicated. Like, I spent a fortune on external, mainstream assistance and spiritual practices and a fortune. And I had to bump my head. It felt like many brick walls to come to this information. And I wanted it like I wanted air. And the truth is, it's within. This isn't anything externally. It's message above message with all of this. It's like this content is priceless and it's all within. And it's so empowering. And it's simple. It's just choosing to go all in terms of loving oneself. Love, grace, and forgiveness equals peace. Just to let it all go, just to be happy. And there's the paradox, because the ego, the programming, is addicted to fear, pain, and suffering. So It's being proactive and taking accountability for loving oneself. Like the mirror affirmations, literally looking at oneself in the eye and saying, I am unconditional love. I am grateful. I am worthiness. I am worthy of all love is. I am accountability. And so here's the forgiveness. So it's energetic principle with practical. I'll share the meme actually. I'll read it out and then I'll share the meme. So with full heart intent. Actually,
sorry,
Jackie,
I'll make you a co-host.
I was going to send you the meme. It'd be cool if you could read it out. Let me just send this to you.
Oh, I'll read it out, but if you want to put it on a share screen, I'll read it.
Okay, cool. Just going to find it on my.
While you're looking for that, shall I just share when you phoned me on Friday?
Oh, do.
Okay. So on Friday, I had that situation that I'd looked out the window and seen a lot of lines in the sky, and it really affected me. And Ben must have picked up on that because he phoned me in how I was feeling. So how quickly you can be drawn into the program, because it is a program that my attention's been brought to around lines in the sky. and why did I see it? You know, why did it affect me? Why am I? So I just wanted to know, actually. I just want to know what they're for, why they were doing that. But, you know, Ben just brought back to the fact of love is all there is, which is so important. And so when we started today, I was thinking, because I was going to talk about that in how that affected me, because still things do affect you as much as you know that love is all there is. But just to talk that through with you. And I mean, we didn't plan a call that day. Oh, no. We didn't plan a call that day, but you just phoned me and had picked up on I felt that was a conflicting within me, because I would love to just sit here and talk to you about love rather than be affected by outer realities that are illusion anyway. It's such a big subject, Ben.
Love is the only real, and that's the original thought, which is love, and it's felt. So it's to be love in action. And I'm not like sat here going, oh, just it is to focus on love, but it's to be love in action. So because I know we spoke about this in terms of like how do we co-create this, and it is trusting our pings and being love in action. And love calls a spade with compassion, um, and with love. So because the whole of the world's upside down at the moment, so it is all of us coming together, trusting our pings, and it really is trusting our pings. I don't feel there's that's the trust. It's like I feel to do this, and this is how I feel to act. Because I know, was it chemtrails that you're talking around, or you know what's
Yeah,
going on in the sky, and yeah, and it's
yeah,
like again, I don't know anything. Like part of it is from the collective consciousness, and part of it is still might be weather manipulation technology. I'm not feeding that, but in terms of changing it, like I felt you were said about reaching out to as an MP or a councillor in terms of what's
yes,
going on, and I was like,
yes,
yeah, trust your ping, and that's being love in action, because this is
yes,
about us coming together and saying enough. Like, how's it going to happen if we're not? And everybody's got a different role within this and playing different puzzle pieces within this, but it is coming together to say enough. And that's where I feel it's building to. So I was like, yeah, get them, like go for it,
brilliant.
trust your pings and call it out. And the more
That
people
is
that do this, it happens. Nobody's coming to save us. We're coming to save ourselves by choosing love and by speaking our truth, and whole truth heals. And this is, all the illusionary governments. I don't know how this plays out. It's in the divine decrees, but they're not real. You know, the true government is the people. And this is what we're returning to, where people just say enough. This isn't for the upliftment of everybody. It's quite the reverse, which is the illusion. So I felt your share, which is, yeah, go for it if you're feeling it. And it's about us trusting how we are feeling.
well, I did then. Yeah, I did send a letter.
Yay.
So when I get the answer, I'll let you know. But yes, and that is Ho'oponopono as well, because you're clearing yourself of old programs all the time. But when inspiration comes in, and there was an inspiration for me to send the letter, and you confirm that in our talk, even though that's still being in love.
Yep, love and action, past
Love in
possibility
action.
of thought and the manifest. But it's
Wonderful.
trusting one's pings. Nothing's outside of ourselves, and it's learning to trust how we feel. Love responds, ego reacts. Um, and love also calls a spade a spade. It's like enough with love and compassion of all of this. Enough. We're taking back our power,
Mhm.
and I, nobody's coming in. Like the galactics aren't coming in. We are galactics. Full disclosure is who we are. This is taking back our sovereign power, our God-given power. And again, it's self-love, loving ourselves, unconsciousness to full consciousness. We're bringing this into the manifest. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody's coming in to go, here it all is for you. That's our role. We're in the transition. It's to co-create heaven on earth together, to co-create this together. I've always felt the foundation is higher self-embodiment, choose love in all moments till we've embodied. But the mission doesn't change in terms of we're here to co-create a world where love exists. It'll all get flipped. all industries. We've spoken about the crystal schools, bringing those into the manifest, all of it.
Wonderful. I'm going to share this now. Self-love practices gratitude, acceptance, and forgiveness. Gratitude, acceptance, and forgiveness for life's experiences propels healing and transforms the lower energies into compassion. Compassion for self and all selves. This is how we transform cycles of karmic lessons and heal. Our higher self orchestrated experiences that give you higher understandings and wisdom for soul growth. You came to the planet Earth, heart, to learn one lesson. Love yourselves and love each other. Through this simple action alone, you lift yourself out of duality. Forgiveness and release ceremony. With full heart intent, say out loud or write out, read out loud or burn, cut cords with all emotions, set intention to transform for the highest good of all, allow in divine understanding of not needing to know, full forgiveness for one another and yourself in the no matter what, trust love to transform, let go, forgive and love. I set my intention to fully transform for the highest good of all. I allow in divine understanding of not needing to know. I am full forgiveness for all beings and myself in the no matter what. I trust love to transform. I let go. I forgive and love. I am grateful for all I have experienced. I accept full responsibility for all my experiences, no matter what. I forgive all of it. I love myself. I forgive myself. I love all other beings. I forgive them. I simply let go. I don't take anything personally. I
Sorry,
accept everything.
Jackie. On that's the forgiveness ceremony. You can add the next bit if somebody chose, because it was the two paragraphs above that. So I've added in
Oh,
that bit
okay, great.
as an additional.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Anyway, it all sounded very nice, even just to say. But
And
it's true. I mean, one of the first things when I started Inspirations Positive Living, there was a girl that was, because Robert Holding, when I learned the happiness course, went on the happiness course and learned about self-love, which I'd only thought was words before. I didn't really understand what that meant. And when I went on that, he talked a lot about forgiveness, and it really went over my head. I didn't get that at all. Didn't understand the concept of forgiveness. But then I saw there was a lady coming to Germany to do some talk, and her whole concept was forgiveness. And so I asked if she'd come here as well, as she was coming to Europe from America. And she did. And we had a whole evening on forgiveness, and there was loads of people there. It was an amazing event, really. But leading up to that, I was asking different friends to do short videos on forgiveness, what it meant for them. And I was absolutely shocked at the amount of friends that knew how important forgiveness was and gave their little examples. It was amazing. So I just got a good understanding then of how important, because it's not forgiveness. It's not, when you say I forgive, but I won't forget, there's no forgiveness in that. Would you say there's no forgiveness in that?
I mean, that's power. It's the last two paragraphs within that. You've got the principle, which is what you're reading out. The forgiveness ceremony is I set my intention to fully transform for the highest good of all, because love is one. That's unity consciousness, love everywhere present. I allow in divine understanding of not needing to know. I don't need to know. Love is the unknowable, which is the present moment of now. I trust love to transform. I am full forgiveness for all beings and myself in the no matter what, which is love. The no matter what, love everywhere present. I trust love to transform. Hand it over to love. I let go, I forgive, I love. I'm grateful for all I have experienced. Again, gratitude transforms the lower energetic. I accept full responsibility. And here's the kicker. I accept full responsibility for all my experiences, no matter what. So regardless of however I perceived, I was somebody was mean to me and I'm still holding on. I take full responsibility because we are an energetic match, and it's all the same for soul growth. I take full accountability and responsibility for all of it. I forgive all of it. I love myself. I forgive myself. I love all other beings. I forgive them. I simply let go. It's so empowering. And that's unifying the memory, which is attached to the emotion, full forgiveness for self, full responsibility for all of it, and let it go. It's so empowering. And that's how the mind works, because it's replaying those memories with those emotions. It could go back 10, 20, 30, whatever years into the present moment. It's like, I simply let go. I forgive all of it. I take accountability for all of it. Done. Because it's not what we're moving into. There's going to be, I mean, all darkness will come to light. You know, this is the planet of love, grace, and forgiveness, which equals peace. I don't want to have those memories and emotions still just popping in. You know, somebody says something and it takes me straight back there, and I'm still holding that energy. No, thank you. It's so empowering, and it's freedom in terms of this. It is to let go of all of it, just to be present, because it's in the past, it doesn't exist, but it's needed. It's not like I forgive you, but whoever you are, you know, you've played a role in the cabal and whatever the hierarchy is. We've all been programmed to be something that we're not. And it's not I forgive you, but I don't forgive you. Love is unconditional. Love, grace, and forgiveness equals peace for self and all selves. And it's so going to be needed in terms of what's coming out. You think all of this isn't real, and all of the structures, we've been enslaved, and it's full accountability for all of it. I take full accountability for all of this. And I've not done any past life work. It doesn't matter because I'm just present. It's like I've got, you know, stuff comes up. I'm not like, will it happen whenever? It doesn't matter. It's just I'm dealing with this present moment of now to let it go. But we've all played every other role in all lifetimes. So it's not, well, I feel virtuous, white on the white, and I'm not. I've done loads of stuff that I've let go of and I've forgiven myself for in this lifetime. We've all played other roles in this lifetime. That's the cosmic joke with this. This realm, it's not real. 3D is illusion. And that's a tough one, like in
It
terms of
is.
swallow that pill. It's like, well,
It
how does that
is.
happen? How does that happen?
Yeah.
That's the short. It's full forgiveness for self, all selves, and to get back into the present moment of now, which is love everywhere present. Because love wouldn't have me keep on repeating those those memories from 30 years ago. We've all been programmed to be something that we're not. We're all doing our best with our level of consciousness, which isn't consciousness, it's unconsciousness. And it's conditional. It's not real. Like this is it's just beyond, you know, unconsciousness, 3% ish of the electromagnetic spectrum, 10, 20% brain usage. It's not love everywhere present. And this has been hell on earth. And again, the root cause is the ego program mind. That's how we all got enslaved and we forgot everything. And that's the biggest service we can do. That's why we're here. Love ourselves, have grace and compassion and forgiveness for ourselves and all selves, to let all of this go. None of it's real, and to love ourselves through that process. And it's not an easy process. I mean, it's as simple as complicated, but it's feeling all of it. I embrace, I accept and allow, and come back to the only truth, which is love is the only real. So we're going to feel all of this, and that's scary. It's like I don't want to feel something that might have happened 30 years ago that I've kept hidden. I've not articulated it. I've not felt it again. That's scary. And it's like, and it comes in when it comes in. And the only way out is through this. And that's why, again, self-love it's all that matters. It's the foundation. The heart is our connection to our higher self, our greatest, grandest self, which is our God self. I mean, the terms are like, they can be triggering. It's like, we're God. And it's like, yeah, like that's how ridiculous all of this illusion is. When the first fearful thought was put into the collective consciousness, it was the fear that we're separate, that something's outside of ourselves. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Love is the only real. And that's how beyond words, you know, in the divine decrees, it's humanity is in for a ride beyond their wildest imaginations. I don't know what it looks like. It's the vertical learning curve here. Unconsciousness to full consciousness, the shattering of all belief systems, the healing of everything, just to be present. Where we're going, I've got no idea, but it's not in this reality, and we're not going anywhere. A lady said, have we got to die?" It's like, no, we're bringing in heaven consciousness, love everywhere present to our being, and we're remembering. It's not like we're going away or we got to do anything. It's just letting go and dissolving all the conditioning and the programmings just to be present. And that's why it's rinse, repeat, keep choosing love, keep chopping through all our thoughts. Those forgiveness ceremonies, I'm not through, so I don't know, but it might be, it's however many it takes. And that literally takes, if I'm writing out 1 minute, less than that. It's so quick. And it's message above messenger. I can only share from my experience. This stuff works. That's why I've been doing the lives. I'm like, it's priceless, this information. It's from Prime Source herself and the Galactics. Out of a sea of like partial truth and flat out lies and noise is this, and it's self-love. Be love, choose love, and say love with this toolkit. And none of this is particularly new either. The ego programming, which we can talk through if you feel to, it's not onerous with this. It's supposed to be fun. And I can share from my experience about what I would do differently. It's focusing on love and focusing on joy, because that's how we create our reality. Be love, choose love, and say love. Like, who wants to be swimming around in all the belief systems and the hurt, etc.? It's like quickest way through and just let it go. Come back to joy, which is our natural state of feeling. Do stuff that brings us joy. Being kind and nice to people, being bliss, being love in simple service, which is what you embody, Jackie. You know, helping out your friends. You know, you emanate that. Dolores Cannon, energetic, unique to your own. You got a big role. Um, yeah.
Do you feel you're at peace most days then, Ben?
So in some moments, and in some moments, I'm aware that it's belief systems and it's not real, but I still feel it. And in other moments, I found it really heavy. Like last weekend, I was like, it feels like walking through mud. You know, it's like speaking to other people, and they're like, "Happy days. How are you feeling?" And to look at, you wouldn't see any difference. It just feels really heavy in moments. You know, waves in terms of the energies. And I practice this, and I just go with it. You know, if I'm feeling to have a 15-minute, I just need to just relax and just rest. That's cool. Or go for a walk. But yeah, moments like I woke up this morning, and instantly it was like, that's a lower thought. Okay, here we go. Instantly when I woke up. But again, that's what we signed up for, and just in terms of letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
So I still get triggers. I still get lower thoughts, and I just come back to using these, and it's quicker now to let them go, to transform. I've been doing forgiveness ceremonies for the past week, and that golden rainbow sword is a godsend. Literally, it's like, okay, that's not real. Chop through it. Come back to center, heart center. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. Spend a couple of moments on the ground, shoes and socks off, journaling. Let that all go. You know, it's quick, and it's simple. This isn't supposed to be complicated. So yeah, I'm processing in moments and letting go. And some moments it's like, it feels really heavy, like really heavy. And it's like, just go with it. You know, we're biggest event in all of creation. We're being flooded with love. So if it's not safety in numbers, but if somebody's feeling something, like a lot of other people are as well. And I have so much love and compassion and gratitude for everybody, because this ain't an easy path. And it's like, you know, rainbow sheep of the family, talking in a different radio frequency. People can't see it, and we're all going. You know, there's no chosen ones. By divine decree, everyone will have an awakening, and we're all going through this. There's, I guess, stages to it, because you can't have the whole planet have a catalyst for awakening. The planet would explode, and that's what's happening. So there's waves of people going, hang on, the world's off. So the likes of you, in terms of doing this work and embodying more light, it's a way share for other people to do it. And that's how this spreads. And it's speeding up. Love is attracting love. And the more people that are sharing this and speaking whole truth, which is why I do those lives. I haven't written a word. It's from Mother of all creation, the galactics. It's healing. Whole truth heals, and it's activating within the DNA. Only love is real. And the more of us that are doing this and choosing love, the quicker this happens. And again, I don't know how this plays out. I don't. There's some, I mean, it's beyond wonderful, everything that's incoming with this, you know, in terms of the crystal schools that we've spoken about, a new earth transitionary government, which is a peace government. It's this work, it's choosing love in all moment until we've embodied it. So it's keep going, keep going. Like nobody's on their own. Like we're all in this together, and everybody's just a rock star. They really are. Like, and I know it's tough in moments. It is because it's like, when's it going to happen? It doesn't look like it's changing. It looks like it's getting worse. And it's like, just keep love the focus. That's how this speeds up. Like, if there were 100 beings that read out those divine decrees, the universal laws, the 10 love and action codes, actually, I'm putting a call out for 100 beings to read those out. If you're feeling it would change the consciousness on the planet. I don't know if you've heard of the
Feels
100 monkey effect, where you had 100 monkeys all doing the same thing on one island, and then it affected all the other islands with all the other monkeys. We share collective consciousness. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It's whole pure truth, which is everything's love. Like, let go of all of this. The divine decrees are what's incoming. Like, if you read it, it's big stuff, but it's like the ego program mind, which is the illusion, is dissolving with the incoming energies of love. Love is the only real. The twin flame, the balancing of harmonics is within. That's the balancing of the feminine and masculine energies. We've been in, like, all beings have been overly masculine in terms of the energy. That's been the program. The right side of the brain, which is unconditional love and compassion, is overtaking the left side of the brain to come together, a uni brain. We were never supposed to have a left and right hemisphere. It's a uni brain, but it's unconditional love and compassion, the divine feminine traits, which is overtaking the left side of the brain. And that's the pineal gland opening, which is our higher self being anchored in. That's the balancing of harmonic frequencies, the love frequencies within. Hence those mirror affirmations, and those are the divine traits. That's the balancing of harmonic frequencies. That's higher self embodiment. So it's same with all of this in terms of what's happening. It's beyond words. You know, all religions, everything's been a lie. And, you know, it's not like, oh, I believe that's not true and that's not true, but this, all of it, none of it's real. So we've got to let go of all of it just to be present and be the love that we are, letting go of everything that we've been told, all belief systems. Repeat, repeat, repeat until we're through. But it's happening, Jackie. It's not in 50 years, it's not 100 years, and it won't take many beings who are like, right, I'm going all in on me. I want to feel joy in all moments. Like, sign me up. And nobody can buy their way through this either. That's why I love it. It's full faith and trust and surrender. We're looking like a weirdo to one's family or friends that are like, what are you talking about? It's like, we're doing this for everybody. Like there's nothing scary about the word love or loving oneself. Like, imagine a world where everybody loved themselves and a world where any love exists. It's so beyond because of how dense this illusion's been. It's like it's scary for people, which I get. Like, it is. It's like, what are you talking about? Self-love. Looking yourself in the eyes in the mirror saying, I love myself. I love myself. It's the only real. So I just honor everybody in terms of walking the path, everybody. And asleep, awake, we're all unconscious until we're full consciousness. There's no hierarchy. It doesn't matter who got the jab and who didn't, whatever. It's this. Love is the only focus because it's the only real.
I feel thoughts are coming in from people watching this. I am feeling, or this is my logical, analytical mind just coming in for a minute, because I went into the lounge earlier with a cup of tea for Joe, and then I sat down, and because he was watching something that he knew I wouldn't like on telly, he turned the channel over, which was very nice of him. I think he's got used to that now. He was watching Prison Break, I think, and he loves that program, and it's so tense and horrible. It's unbelievable. Anyway, complete opposite to what I would watch. So he turned it over, and just at the moment, it was talking about 56 years. This is the worst day of rain that we've had for 56 years. And the floods in Oxford, I think it is today, or somewhere in that area. And I mean, horrendous. And my logical, analytical mind is thinking, but how, if you're in that situation, already though you can see the humanity where people are helping each other in that situation. So there comes the kindness, the love, the humanity. But they wouldn't be in a position to listen to this right now, for sure. And all I can do is Ho'oponopono, I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you. Because what else can I do except acknowledge and be grateful for the love that's being shown already in the community, for that, you know, wanting to help. Yeah, so I just, you know, it's great that we can think like that. And then there's life as well that we're not perhaps experiencing, but you know, many people are.
This will reach who it's supposed to reach, and people will feel this. You know, the first meme of your soul knows truth by the way it feels, body
Yes.
lights up.
And
Love
I
is the
did
only
have
real.
chills while you were saying that just now as well, absolute chills, when you said if 100 people did this.
That's how I feel it. Again, I don't know anything, so take what resonates. But 100 people who are reading out those divine decrees, all of the infographics that's being shared, and it's pure whole truth. Like 100 people, and we're all doing this consistently, would shift the consciousness on the planet. Like just by reading those out, your DNA is getting activated. Whole truth heals, and whole truth is love. And that's how we can shift this. So honor everybody's paths, and all darkness will come to light. And I don't know, weather manipulation, also consciousness also affects the weather. We're going to see beyond huge changes in terms of what's happening on the planet. I don't know how it plays out. I don't know what it looks like, but you know, freak weather events part of that, and. Um, so I suppose there's levels to this. It's like if people are feeling this, what can they do? It's this. It's choosing love and embodying their higher self. Like that's it. Go all in terms of them and their energy, or their energetic. Love, grace, and compassion, and healing themselves. And that's why I was sharing. It's not timely with this. Like I would do it differently with my level of, and I'm not conscious, but with my level of consciousness today, with how when I found this information, like I said, the quickest way through, shop for all our thoughts and that forgiveness ceremony, quickest way through. Like still live one's life and being a kind, happy person, shining that light with whatever that looks like. So I know people have got jobs and they're all placed exactly where they need to be in terms of companies, organizations, shining their light. It's just choosing love in all moments, and that's the foundation of everything that's freely shared in love. Whether people want to be directly or indirectly involved, it doesn't matter. It's to share this content. You know, I was conscious in terms of doing those lives. It's like it needs to be out there, and that's where it's I guess a call out. If people are feeling this, go live with it and read these out. They're activating within one's DNA, and it needs to be out there. It's whole truth, and it heals. If somebody had a big reach on mainstream, I'd love them to read out the 10 love and action codes, you know, beam that out to millions of people, all the divine decrees. But yeah, 100 people, we could change the consciousness on the planet by sharing this information and by speaking to it on live. So yeah, it's a call out. If people are feeling this information, like just share it and go live and read it out. There's no downside. It's like it will fast track one's higher self embodiment process. I just want to feel joy, Jackie. I just want everybody
Absolutely.
else to feel that.
Absolutely. When we had the event, not last weekend, the weekend before, and Alice was in that channeled trance-like state, and she was asked, one of the questions, or the first question she was asked was, you know, with all what's going on in the world, what can you do to help? And she said, what do you find funny? What do you find that you can find joy in, laugh about, find your happiness? Because going down the same route as what you're feeling about the world is not going to help anybody. Going into the thickness of the fear and the, you say it perfectly, it's not grief, is it? But fear,
Fear, pain, and suffering.
fear, pain, and suffering. If you go into that with the people, that brings us more fear, pain, and suffering. And whereas if you look for the joy in life, or what brings you joy, or what your passion is in life, then that is going to help, because you'll bring more of that in. So if 100 people are saying that, what you've written, or, you know, not you, you've channeled it yourself, but you know what I mean. So you think you're doing nothing, but you're actually doing everything by doing that.
Yeah, if I focus on the fear, fear is what I see. If I
Yeah.
focus on the love, love is what I'll be. The conscious creators, like God with God, like we're
Yes.
limitlessly powerful. And that's where it won't take many in terms of like envisage heaven on earth and keep on focusing on that love, joy, equality, oneness, compassion, forgiveness. Just keep the focus on love. And that lady, totally, which is what brings us joy and keep doing that. That's
Hmm.
it, which is staying in the present moment of now. Joy is the only real.
Hmm.
And again, I've said all content is from Mother of Creation. I haven't written a word. I'm just message above messenger. I'm like a librarian in terms of sharing this, I guess, with and it's the highest honor. So I haven't written a word. It's not channeled. I'm just sharing, and it's pure truth. So it's come from prime source, literally, which is
Well,
the
it's
keys to
so
exiting the matrix.
so authentic, Ben, because you're not asking for a penny. Obviously, if anyone wants to donate, because the amount of hours you give to this, but in general, you're not asking for anything from this. You are just channeling it. You're saying it's
Well, I'm not channeling
given.
it, but I put in everything I've earned into this. You know, it's been close to seven figures, and I'm all in. Like my journey's been ridiculous, and it's not a poor me. I'm grateful. You know, it's not been easy in terms of moments. Everything's gone into this because it's whole pure truth and it's highest that it's shared. Like these are the keys to exiting the matrix. What is the matrix? It's the mind, and that's where it's all truth. Here's a list of all the programs and frequencies divinely decree and ask to dissolve those and embody the divine traits. And be love and action, which is whatever brings us joy. So this isn't like I've got to sit there for 4 hours doing this stuff. It's challenged by choice. You know, it's all we've almost got the foundation finished. There's 800 pages in these guides, and I get it from because we're heart marketing this. It's like why would I invest weeks or months with reading all this content? And it's like I feel that, you know, why would I read a whole book if I'm not really, I don't know anything about the book, I don't trust the book, I'm not interested in the book. So we're just consolidating this in terms of how would I explain it to myself 4.5 5 years ago at the start of my awakening, keeping it pure in the quickest and simple way through this, which is here's everything 800 pages consolidated and we're almost there because there's so much information and I get it's overwhelming. I fell asleep in many instances when I was reading through this information because it's full truth, and it was just like, I feel really tired because it's activating. So there's a lot of information, so we're collating that, and it's an individual journey. But there's also like if it can't be explained to a child, I haven't understood it. And there's like one, two, three, four, five, and there's a like a self-love buffet of all the tools and practices. The foundation's the same. Dissolve the ego program mind. That ain't going through to 5D. Like that's fear, pain, and suffering and belief systems which aren't real. That has to be dissolved and embody the divine traits, which just love frequencies of our higher self, our God self. Let go of every thought and unify those memories with emotions, which are our thoughts. Repeat. It takes as long as it takes, but it's just keep. I choose love in each moment. I choose love in each moment. I keep because that's the only real. It's just to come back to the present moment of now. Like ego death ceremonies, 7 days, the mirror affirmations. Whenever somebody's feeling the ping, takes 5 minutes. That forgiveness ceremony takes a minute. The golden rainbow sword takes 5 seconds. Come back to the present, and it's just keep going, keep love the focus, and stay in one's joy, and doing whatever lights one up. Like, literally, whatever that like is it bringing you joy? Yes, keep on going. That's it. Be the love that you are and share that love with everybody. Um, there's a bit more to it because it's a whole re-education of humanity, like it is, but that's it in its simple form. Like,
But
as
just the
well
more
as,
we hear this, the more we hear it, I just feel, because that is in all, in all the years that I've been doing Inspirations Positive Living, all the motivational speakers, all the different techniques I've learned, heard about, understood, not understood, all of that, when it comes to it, to hear this simplicity now, which goes so in line with Ho'oponopono, is I just feel the more we hear this, the more we'll get to where we want to be as a collective out of this fear matrix that we've been in, as you say, for so long.
that's it. I mean, a shout out to your network. You know, there must be 100 beings. Like, we could start tomorrow. Like, let's go. Like the time is now. You know,
Hmm.
I'll happily go live well, I'm going live every day for hours and like share all of this. And then people have got the tools, the techniques, the awareness, and they're off to the races with this because it's all within. Um, and it is freely shared in love. I mean, we do fund this on donation. So that's equal energy exchange as well. But it's freely shared. It's freely shared with humanity. It's from Mother of all creation. Like these are the keys to exiting the matrix. Um, can I read out the ego program? Have we got time? I'm just
Change,
conscious.
yeah, and then we'll leave it on that. Um, but also, can you just say what your page is? Because can't take any more friends, so it's limitless.
Yeah, it's Mission Limitless. Limitless. But if people go onto my page, they'll see the link to the Facebook group.
So
So
Ben Palmer, Mission Limitless. So it's Mission Limitless is your page, isn't it?
uh, I think my Facebook is Ben Palmer 369. I feel, and yeah, the what's the Facebook? I'm just looking. I'll send it to you. I'm not sure what my direct group is on
While you're reading that, I'll look
Facebook.
for it and I'll put that up, Ben.
Okay, so this is. I just want to say this. I'll share this with you as well, Jackie, if you feel to share. In terms of these programmings take away our joy, and joy is our natural state of feeling, our innate state of feeling. It's joy. That's it. So all these programmings are the program. So how does one dissolve the programming? Well, awareness transforms into consciousness. So I'm going to send this to you, Jackie, if you feel to share within your network. But here's a list of the programmings and frequencies of the mind. And we've all been programmed to be something that we're not. So it's nothing personal. My recommendation would be it's to do one of these ceremonies for 7 days whilst focusing on the divine traits, which are the mirror affirmations, which I'll send through the meme on. So accountability, gratitude, unconditional love, worthiness, etc. So it's not to swim around in these. And I did 250 of these, which I'd never recommend to anybody now. But yeah, I feel one a day for 7 days off to the races, and it does what it says on the tin. So these are the lower programmings and frequencies, and this is the ego program mind, and it's just energy. And I've embodied all of these. It's nothing personal. I've embodied all of these deeply. So write down any you identify with, thank your angels, and ask to assist in transforming, read out loud, and burn. Your angels are working to help you clear. So here's the ceremony. Dear all of creation, I transform this and all conditioning. I accept responsibility for all of it, identify and dissolve. I am ready to fully embrace my full essence, which is love. So here's a list of the programmings: lack of wisdom, lack of experience, lack of compassion, lack of passion, lack of perception, lack of integrity, lack of honor, lack of empathy, lack of feelings, lack of self love, unworthiness, ignorance, ignoring love, arrogance, attachment to people, places, and things, taking from humanity and the planet, incubus and succubus energy, the taking of energy through words, touch, and other abilities, childhood trauma, childish behavior, robotic habits and behavior, disrespect or hatred towards the feminine or masculine, preference to pain and suffering due to unworthiness, superiority, thinking I know better, entitlement, self importance, delusions of grandeur, fantasy, needing to be right, controlling, ungrateful, no accountability, spreading or participating in gossip, jealousy, vanity, lack of beauty, desire, wanting to be desired, validation, wanting to follow or be followed, fake, unable to be genuine, compulsive lying, reverence of the mind, seeking reverence, reverence of animals, justification, procrastination, bargaining, poverty consciousness, always thinking in lack, addiction to sugar, linear thinking and acting, identification of things from the outside, princess conditioning, bitch conditioning, arsehole conditioning, anal retentive, severe impatience, easily distracted, quitter, inconsistent, complaining, laziness, complacent, reactive, cultural programming, bloodlust, superego, and spiritual ego. So that's essentially the meme, but it's simply to write those down, and then with full heart intent, I divinely decree to let go and dissolve the following programmings and frequencies. Read them out loud and burn. That's a ceremony. So again, 5-10 minutes, and then one of those for 7 days, and then up to when one's feeling a ping to do it again. But I would focus on the love frequencies, because that's what we're anchoring in. So I divinely decree to let these go and focus on these higher traits, the divine traits. Unconditional love. I am unconditional love. I am compassion. I am gratitude. I am worthiness. I am accountability. So dissolve the lower, embody the higher. But focusing on the higher after one's done a number of those. One a day for 7 days, cooking on gas, let that go, focus on love, repeat.
Can you add that to your Mission Limitless page? And then if people want to do that for a week, they've got it there? Or
Yeah,
do you want to? Yeah,
perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll do that. I'll send it to you as well. I'll message you
wonderful.
after the call.
Okay.
And what I'm feeling is it's been 2 years of worth of collating all of this. And like I said, I'm just collating and sharing it. All the guides are ready, so if you feel they're ready to go. There might be a few, like they're 99% there, but it's like just share them. The look and feel will probably change. This is me just playing around on Canva, and I'm no expert at Canva, so it was just blue background, white writing. So it will change, but the content's pure, and they're all activating. So I'll share all the guides, and to be doing lives with this, because it's like 90-day challenge. It's not. It's to share the self love tools and practices and just get them out there. And the more people that do them, they'll feel the change, which is I feel happier, I feel lighter, I'm feeling more joyful, I'm feeling empowered, I'm feeling freer. And it's like, keep going. It's truth. And it's all within this. And nobody owns this. It's always been around. It's just being disciplined and choosing to focus. It's daring people to love themselves. It is going all in and just love yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and tell yourself, I am love. Repeat. Do you feel it? Yes. Keep going. Like, just be love. That's really it. And here's the toolkit. We're doing that. So I happily go live every day in terms of this. I don't know what it's called. It's like the joy movement. This is the foundation of Limitless, directly or indirectly. It's that. Get your joy on. Let's do this. I'll go live each morning in terms of, it's not about listening to me or anybody else. It's about us all doing it. But yeah, like 100 people reading out the divine decrees, the 10 love and action codes, the universal laws, all of it. We will change the consciousness on the planet. Let's go.
Thank you, Ben. Joyful speaking to you as always.
You're amazing, Jackie. Truly amazing. You got a big role.
Thank you so much. Love to Joe. Love to everyone that's watching. Thank you so much. And
Love to everybody.
speak to you soon, no doubt.
Love you, Jackie.
Love you. Thank you,
Bye,
Ben.
love.